not any thoughts in between those two other than Thrupper.
Yeah, Thrupper is the only thought, and we actually are seeing the Ness instead of the Steve, which I'm into. So now we get to see a Ness on screen, and we can say Syrup, and it'll be correct.
True enough, true enough. So yeah, Syrup, I do like Ness a lot in doubles. I feel like this is a character that is buffed quite a bit because the weaknesses are kind of covered up. You need a character that can toss out bigger disjoints in doubles, just so effective at getting collateral damage.
Yes. And we're going to see, for both members of this blue team, it's going to be terror in the air. Just so many strong aerials, anti-airs, air-to-air confirms. You do not want to be caught above either of these characters. And with that in mind, though, you definitely don't want to be caught above me Brawler.
Also using the disadvantage of Yoshi so well, I don't feel like Syrup is ever going to need to like babysit Pharaoh.
Yeah, I think that is accurate, and I think that it could be a huge factor in this set. However, really great stuff from MrThugz to get that down smash on Pharaoh and get the first stock. Drawing first blood here, but Syrup is going to clean that right up with a back air.
Already at 148 here with the back trying to land some kind of confirm here, but the percentages are not right. The double up tilt is one of those where like in singles that stuff works, but not so much in doubles. I love though suplex in dubs.
Oh,
like a little bit of armor that you get out of that, just like nah, snatched, you're gone.
And it does so much damage. It does like 20%, which is, you know, not insignificant in doubles, especially when you've got like Bowser Jr., especially me Brawler who can kill so early. This 2-1v1 I think will benefit the yellow team a little bit here because if the BEK especially is able to get like a ladder going without the other blue team member interrupting, it could spell doom.
What a pickup right there. Syrup, phenomenal down air, reading the angle of the throw perfectly.
Wow, and that's that, you know, that's Syrup Ness right here, coming in clutch with the amazing kill. And blue team off to a pretty solid lead as Syrup is stock tanking right now.
And stock tanking by playing in shield, you typically expect Ness to be going air to air, to being a little bit vulnerable to these disjointed hitbox from MrThugz. But so far, so good. The jumps have been very perfectly positioned, playing around this corner too, allowing Pharaoh to go in and claim space while you're just trying to toss out those strong hitboxes and keep the damage coming.
Oh my gosh, the damage is going to continue to come and lead into a kill as the BEK loses his second stock. And Syrup finally does lose his first stock. Really great pickup from MrThugz to come in with that forward air. I actually think that this yellow team comp, as strange as it is, kind of works. You know, it's a lead to the blue team right now, but the yellow team's been putting in work. Bowser Jr. has some really good, quick little bread and butter strings, as does B Brawler, and they both have kill power. We've already seen MrThugz come in with things like down smash and forward air to pick up a kill near the ledge. So it's, you know, it's close, but well, okay.
It was close all of a sudden.
Close. Well, it got a lot closer, I should say. And that is the X factor, right? Like that can always just happen.
Yeah, so exactly. Every now and then you're just going to hit an up air and then your opponent dies. There's nothing you can do about it. Trying to get the forward air, if at first you don't succeed, just hit the button again. It's not so complex.
Yeah, and you know, it's
if you got the flame data, flaunt it.
If you got, exactly. And Yoshi forward air, you got a big old move, big fast move. You're hanging out in the air, might as well go for it again, and that's going to clean up that first game. Very entertaining stuff. Pretty close. I feel like everyone was doing well, but blue team just really had that extra edge.
It does feel like if we can get a couple Thrupper confirms, yellow team is in it. However, the neutral is just so much more in favor of blue. Like, Ness is just such a viable and volatile tool when he is able to toss out things like forward air and back air, trying to control space with PK Fire. It just feels like Syrup is the trendsetter.
Yeah, true. True. That's and so obviously being from MDBA, you've been around Brawler plenty of times. So we saw that the BEK is not running shot put and is running the punch neutral B, I believe. So what are your thoughts on that? I initially was thinking the shot put could be useful to have a projectile in play, but I don't know what you think about.
So you just straight up can't interrupt the punch.
Okay.
Like it's got so much armor on it that like you just kind of toss that one out, and then what do they actually do about it? So it's not as useful as one would think. Like you can't like use it in neutral as much as you use shot put. But really, shot put's like kind of laggy, and it feels like in this matchup, you really want to be the one that's like dashing in, dashing out, using your mobility, rather than playing firm and set in your position.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You have that little extra move to get a quick kill. I do want to shout out that the BEK started the game by immediately suplexing, so we got something there. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, and we're on to Town and City here, giving us a little bit more room. I think that makes sense for yellow team. It felt a little cramped, and with the mobility of both Ness and Yoshi, they can really bully you on a smaller stage. Unfortunately, though, both yellow team members have already lost the stock.
Yeah, this has just been a couple of strong hits and confirms. Anytime it becomes these two 1v1s, it feels like Pharaoh understands perfectly when to break it up and push advantage in a 2v1 situation. Like right there, that was an even stock, and now all of a sudden the stocks are gone, very nearly getting two. Actually, he's going to get two.
Pharaoh's on a rampage. This dinosaur is dangerous.
All that came from was just recognizing that, oh, I can run across the screen, turn this into 2v1, and potentially get a stock. That's all it took, and we just did not have the reaction from the yellow team. It just feels like the switch-up potential of Yoshi and Syrup's Ness has been dominant so far.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they just overwhelmed the yellow team immediately, and as quickly as this game started, it already almost feels over. I mean, a comeback can certainly happen with the early kill power of these characters, but blue team just looks so in control.
Like MrThugz doing a really good job of applying some damage to Pharaoh, but again, Pharaoh just kind of like bails out. That's like the difference maker for Yoshi. The mobility is just there for this character at all points in time. The back air from Syrup, turning this into a 2v1.
And oh wow, and that's already going to be it. What a game from Syrup and Pharaoh. And hey, you called it out, I called it out. This is a sleeper to win the whole thing. I think they showed us that right there, Syrup and Pharaoh.
Y'all best wake up.